Here myself, Mr. Jaswal Kishan, Civil Engineering Department, and here we are learning all about structural analysis. So, in today's session, we are taking one stiffness method theory and we'll be learning about a concept on truss. So, let's start. Now, here, analysis of stiffness method for truss. Now, in this method, it has been assumed that all the joints are pin joints, means each and every joint, number of joints are there. We have to assume as a pin joint, means a simple support type of joint as a pin joint, and forces acting at that particular joint only, and not on the between in the member. Means if we assume a triangle kind of truss, then all the three joints will be considered as a pin joint, and there will be force acting at that particular joints only and not in the between of the member. Now forces may be either axial tension or axial compression. Means the force which act on the member, it can be either tension or either compression. Now here we are working on x-axis and y-axis. So let's see. Now here A to B member is given. So A is a joint, pin joint, B is also pin joint. So there will be forces. So forces may be in x direction and in y direction. So in x direction it has been taken as I direction, and in vertical is as a j direction. Now angle to the horizontal is has been taken as theta. Similarly at the opposite end, if horizontal force is given, it should be in m, and vertical force then it should be in n direction. Now here one member has been considered on which P force is acting. So for this P force, we will be solving it in a vertical and horizontal direction. Means if we consider this P force and theta over here, so this will be resolving in P cos theta, and the vertical will be resolving in P sin theta. Cos sin function we have taken out this particular force for an inclined member. Now let's move ahead for the theory, what it says. Now, unit displacement in coordinate direction I. Now, right now we are considering I direction. So, you can see that A position has been shifted to A dash. So, displacement along the member delta, it has been taken as delta. It is nothing but A dash cos theta. So, this displacement has considered as A dash cos theta, where A dash has been assumed as unit. Means we are working on stiffness method. So in this method we are taking displacement as a unit value that we have learned in our very first session. So that's why here unit displacement has been taken. Now if it has been unit, so displacement along the member will be PL upon A. So how it is came? Now look, elongation of the member. If it is a member AB and a force P has been applied, so B will be shift from its original position to B dash, and that will be my delta. So this delta can be calculated as PL upon AE. P is the force, A is area, in is elasticity. L is its particular length. So that is nothing but my PL upon AE. Now compare this to, so PL upon AE equals to cos theta. As I said, AA dash has been taken as 1. Now P equals to AE upon L cos theta along the member I. Means if force is along the member I, the force will be AE upon L cos theta. Now resolving the member force P in two perpendicular direction I and J. Here it is in I direction, here it is in J direction. So forces in I direction will be of P cos theta as I have written over here. So P cos theta. Now what is the value of P? It is A upon L cos theta. So A upon L into cos theta will be my cos square theta. This is nothing but my SII. SII is for stiffness matrix S11. Forces along J direction means in vertical direction. So SGI is nothing but P sin theta as I have written over here. So we have value for P A upon L cos theta. Putting it A upon L cos theta multiplied by sin theta. Totally similar like this for joint B, we'll be doing in M direction and in N direction. This will be same but in opposite of nature, because this is going in this direction and it is coming in opposite direction. We have done for this. Now for this, here it will be horizontal and here it will be vertical. So it will be opposite to this SII and SGI. Let's see. Similarly, at the other end B, the forces will be opposite in nature. As I say, forces in the direction M. So SMI, because we are considering horizontal. So SII minus will be SMI, means SMI is nothing but an opposite of SII. And what is my S double I? It is A upon L cos square theta. So minus A upon L cos square theta. And as Ni is an negative of Sgi, means opposite of Sgi, which is nothing but negative A upon L cos theta into sin theta. So we have found out both the joints respective S component, which is Sii, Sgi, Smi and Sni. This will be helpful in to solve our stiffness S matrix. Now what we did for I direction, we will be doing for J direction. But now if we are considering J direction, then this cos theta will become my sin theta, because I is my horizontal, so for that it is a cos component, and J is a vertical, for it is a sin component. So our coordinate will be P equals to A upon L sin theta. Now the same thing we did previously, we have to do for the next. Resolving the member P force in two perpendicular direction. Force in I direction is nothing but P cos theta. But at the place of P, it is A upon L sin theta. Previously, it was, see, it was A upon L cos theta. So it becoming cos square theta. Now here it will be become cos theta into sin theta, because now my P value is sin format. And for in J direction, it will become sin square theta. Now, these are also opposite to SII and SGI. It is Sij and it is Sjj. Similarly, at the opposite end, opposite of this value means in negative, because as force is coming for this, the values are this, and force is coming in opposite direction, its reaction component will be in opposite to nature. So force in M direction is Smi equals to minus Sij minus A upon L cos theta sin theta, and for Sni equals to minus Sjj equals to minus A upon L sin square theta. Now this all number of forces will be understood clearly for the further in truss examples. So now to how to find out that member forces, let's see. So as we did in horizontal I direction also, and we did in vertical Y direction, J direction also. So A has been shifted to A dash, and horizontally and also vertically. So it has been shifted UA for horizontal direction and VA for vertical direction. Similarly, what happened to B? Now U is my horizontal and V is my vertical member. Now let's find out the final position of AB member, from where it has been shifted from here to its next position. It has been shifted to A dash B dash. So forces in AB is nothing but PAB. For AB member it has been PAB. A upon L has been taken out common. UB for horizontal minus UA for bottom horizontal. So here it is for upper member, means upper joint, and here for lower members, lower joint. So UB minus UA into cos theta AB. So for horizontal we are taking cos function, and for vertical we are taking sin function. So UB minus UA cos theta AB plus VB minus VA sin theta AB. So now remember that first of all we have to keep an upper joint and then a lower joint member point. So by this we have to find out our member force. So what we did till now, so we have taken N1, assumed a figure in which I joint and at J joint, A joint and B joint, I force direction and J force direction we have taken out. So we have to find out unit displacement at I direction and also at J direction, and respective stiffness coefficient has been found out, and then found out our member forces.